Hello everyone, thank you so much for checking out another video here on Show, Style, and Spirit. I am going to recap the latest episode of Power Book 4, Force. So it was a very good episode. I think this is the 5th one. So the episode opens up with Tommy not being able to sleep and thinking about his taking out the 3 Serbians and what this means. So he's thinking about recent events. So there's like flashbacks and it almost creates like this intense vibe. So then the very next scene, it's late at night, assuming, Tommy can't sleep, so he's in his car driving. And then there is a car that's tailing him. And then before speeding up, it's cutting him off. It turns out that it's Claudia Flynn. So Claudia shows Tommy her unique drug, and the way that she does it is she has already taken some of it, so it's like on her lips, on her tongue, I would imagine, and she kisses Tommy, and like that, it like knocks him to the ground. And before she kissed him, he was like, oh, okay, so you have a new drug and you don't have a distributor, huh? That's why you're approaching me. And that's when she just kisses him. I'm telling you, Claudia Flynn is the silent but deadly one that you want to watch out for, because she's already being ignored by her dad, okay? And she has discovered a drug that is unique, that no one else is pushing. So she knows that she has something big, and she knows that because her dad takes her as a joke, it's up to her to get some respect, in the drug game. But she kisses Tommy, it immediately knocks him out. And then in the next scene, Tommy shows it to Liliana. And she teases Tommy saying that he liked Claudia's kiss. So, Tommy and Liliana, suddenly they turn into like science majors, chem bio majors. They're trying to figure out Claudia Flynn's drug, and it's not making any sense to them. So Vic's payroll cop pulls up on Diamond while he's outside jogging, and they talk in the police cruiser. And the cop tells Diamond that his crime affected a young girl named Kiki Watson. Kiki Watson. Diamond said he's changed, and he asked the cop, how long will he work for Vic? The question throws Vic off, the question throws the cop off, and he's like, how do you know that? And Diamond's like, it's not a matter of the fact, how do I know? But it's a matter of, what cops don't already know, and what are they going to do to you once they find out? So the question throwing the cop off, he tells Diamond just to get out, to get out of his police cruiser. So that cop, I don't know, he seems to do a lot on emotion, and he has like almost like a vendetta against Diamond, which really doesn't work for him, because the cop the drug dealer that he's on his payroll, Vic Flynn, now he's working with Diamond. So we'll see how that goes. So Jannard and Elijah are talking and getting high. Jannard is complaining as usual about not being in charge of the CBI, and he blames Tommy. He feels like ever since Tommy has been in the picture, Diamond is more open to Tommy's ideas and ignoring Jannard. But he doesn't want to start his own street gang. He'd rather take over leadership from Diamond. But just the fact that like Jannard, he just overreacts and gets so angry about Tommy, he makes himself look immature. I'm not saying that Jannard doesn't have any valid points. I'm sure Diamond still does look at him as a kid and doesn't want to admit that his younger brother held the gang down while he was in jail for 15 years. That's a very long time. And Diamond comes out, CBI is still in existence, there's still members, so it's almost like he isn't really giving Jannard that true acknowledgement of what he's done. But the fact that Jannard keeps taking his misguided anger out on Tommy, it almost weakens his argument that Diamond has not acknowledged what he's done. I think that he should stay focused and be more direct on the fact that Diamond just doesn't respect him as a leader like that. So the Serbians, there's a scene where the Serbians, they're arguing in their own language, their own native tongue, and they blow someone away, okay? Then Tommy tries to convince Liliana to leave Chicago for her safety, but she wants to be Tommy's business partner. He says she can't go rogue and has to do everything that he says, but we all know that that won't happen, okay? And so Claudia's girlfriend is growing impatient and wants them distributing the drug. So she's giving Claudia a lot of lip, and you know, she wants to start making money off of this drug, and she feels like, you know, Claudia isn't taking care of business. Put a pin in that, y'all. Okay, meanwhile, Tommy and Diamond are trying to work together with Vic, and I have a feeling Jannard may F it up, but we're gonna circle back around to that, okay? So Liliana has been experimenting with Claudia's drug and said it won't combine with other drugs. So it just tickles me how Liliana and Tommy, they just really turned Tommy's apartment into like this pseudo lab. They're really acting like they are chem majors and trying to figure this out. And Tommy tries again to tell Liliana to leave Chicago and be with her family. But Liliana says that the street life is all she knows. And, you know, she doesn't really have family. And if she did, she doesn't want to bring all this drug game to them, you know, and I totally understand that. She seems deeply moved by Tommy saying that saving her life from the Serbians. So I really like the fact that Liliana, she doesn't take those things lightly. So I could see why she wants to actually partner up with Tommy. Vic may not be 100% committed because he toasted with a man after making moves to distribute with Tommy and Diamond. It was a very quick scene, but it was after, you know, Diamond, Tommy, and Vic were all on the same page to work together. And then we see Vic toasting with a man. So I just feel like with the Flynn family, everyone is kind of like out for themselves and they're not on the same page, and it shows. But the real showstopper is Claudia Flynn. She wants 60-40. After all, it's her drug. It's really the scientist drug from the last episode. Remember the black lady with the really short haircut? She was the scientist who invented this drug. And then Claudia and her girlfriend blackmailed her into creating more of it when they said, if not, we'll put you on blast to the FDA for lying about what's in your diet pill that you've got on the market. So we haven't even seen the scientist for the unique drug in this most recent episode, but whatever. Liliana is bored and leaves the crib after Tommy tells her not to leave. I just got a text message. I am in Candy Burris' text thing, if you're not in it, and I'm sure she's texting about her new show, Candy and the Gang. I do plan on recapping that, absolutely. So meanwhile, Vic picks up Gloria and takes her to a piece of land that he bought. So he let Gloria know that he's building a house for them. He's thinking about the future. And his dad has one of his guys following him. He took pictures of Vic and Gloria kissing and tells Mr. Flynn that love is basically a distraction. So we'll see, you know, what Mr. Flynn does to try and break them up. So Mr. Flynn comes to the bar where Gloria works. So, you know, I wrote that in my notes in that scene where Mr. Flynn learns that Vic bought some land for him and Gloria, and he sees the pictures of them kissing. I wrote in my notes, we'll see what Mr. Flynn does. In the very next scene, Mr. Flynn goes to the bar that Gloria owns. Mr. Flynn tells Gloria in a threatening way that Vic will never marry her or have kids with her. So we all know what that is about. I mean, what's your problem? Do you think your son is too good for Gloria? And he loves her dirty draws. Vic is in love with Gloria, okay? It's almost, you know, I've been calling him a stalker in my other recaps. And you know, this episode, he's acting like, almost like they're in a relationship, but they're not in a committed relationship because she's sleeping with Tommy. But in his mind, it's like they're together and they're going to be together. So he bought the land and he's gonna build, you know, a brand new house. Gloria apparently took out a loan from Mr. Flynn, not Vic, but his dad. And he tells Gloria that if you want to pay me back in full, walk away from Vic. Well, of course, Gloria told Vic what his dad did, and Vic was not happy. He confronted his dad, and his dad, like, smacked him. And there's Candy sending another text. I'm sorry about those, the beeping sounds, you guys. So the Flynn family is being being investigated. We see this for the second time in this episode when Mr. Flynn walks out of Gloria's bar. She puts him out after he says, if you want to pay me back in full, you'll leave Vic alone. Then he and his entourage walk out, and we see two cops in, you know, an unmarked car taking pictures of Mr. Flynn. So, you know, again, Vic is mad at his dad for confronting Gloria, and Mr. Flynn slaps Vic in front of Claudia. So Vic, you know, storms out, and Claudia tells her dad that Vic isn't made like him. And I think what Claudia meant by that is that Vic allows himself to feel some of his emotions. So he has more emotions than Mr. Flynn. Mr. Flynn is more cold. You see it in how he has raised his kids, how he's not responsive to them and their emotional needs. But Vic is different. So there's some hope for Vic. The CBI, Vic, Flynn, and Tommy, they get ready for their meetup with some enemies, and they take out a friend of Vic's. And this is another example of Vic showing his emotions, not just for Gloria, but when his friend got popped, he was killed, he closed his eyes and walked away because Tommy said, you know, we got to keep moving. And it was in broad daylight, and it caught them off guard. Meanwhile, Liliana gets kidnapped. A guy breaks her finger, one of her fingers. They're trying to get her to say where Tommy is. Was it a mistake keeping her around? And when I say that, when I pose that question, I'm even talking about Power Book 1 back in New York. You know, Liliana, obviously, she knows drug selling, she knows the game, but she seems like really impulsive and kind of, you know, just really ready to like jump off, pop off. She gets bored easily. That's why she left Tommy's apartment, and he's just trying to keep her alive, you know, so that's why I pose that question. Claudia tries to pay Gloria to leave Vic and leave town. Gloria tells her she's worse than her dad and he's even sick. And Claudia didn't know that her dad was sick. So then she just leaves out after Gloria gives her that news. So, you know, we've seen in earlier episodes where Mr. Flynn, he's like really sick. He kind of lets it show when no one is around. He hasn't told his kids. Claudia's girlfriend regrets going into business with her and even says, you know, I guess I got into business with the wrong Flynn. And then, you know, she tells her, you know, we're done, you know, we're breaking up. She tries to walk out of Claudia's apartment and Claudia stabs her to death. So see, I told y'all, like, Claudia is the one, she's the silent deadly. Like, you don't want to mess with her because her dad already ignores her. Vic doesn't stand up for her when she tries to present her ideas for the family to grow in the drug game. She's feeling disrespected, she's feeling slept on, and now her rage, it's coming out, okay? So Tommy, Vic, and their entire crew are in this huge shootout at a warehouse. They've gotten help with the CBI. Elijah gets taken out, he gets shot, and Jannard is angry about it, understandably so. Tommy is looking for Miakovich. That's who I believe has Liliana. Diamond and Vic said they didn't sign up for that. So Diamond and Vic, they have no connection, no obligation to Liliana, and they're done, okay? So Tommy meets with the Serbs to get Liliana. So they meet, they're on a street, they get out of their vehicles, and they want to kill both Liliana and Tommy in exchange for the Serbians that Tommy has already taken out. Remember the last episode when Vic came out of nowhere? He shot like 2 guys. Tommy stabbed the lady. And then there were already some Serbians in New York that Tommy had gotten. So his body count is just growing, and the Serbians are definitely keeping a tally, okay? So suddenly a black SUV flies through shooting. Liliana does get clipped, but the bullet goes straight through her. And the Serbs get in their car and drive off. Tommy and Liliana wonder who it is. They have no idea. Do you know who it is? Have you watched the episode yet? It is Jannard. Remember, they were at the warehouse when they had this huge shootout, and I said that Diamond and Vic said that they weren't going to help get Liliana back. They didn't care. But I did not mention anything about Jannard except therefore he was at the warehouse and he was upset that Elijah got killed. Well, it was Jannard who appears in this mysterious black SUV outside on the street shooting at them, and Liliana did get hit, but she'll be okay. And then we see Jannard, he burns the vehicle that he was in, and he was wearing an all black suit. I'm telling y'all, he was the Dark Knight for real. And he takes all that off, and it was him. So what's great about Power Book 4 is that we have these characters who are feeling ignored and slept on. There's Claudia Flynn and there's Jannard. So, and we see that when they make moves, they are major moves. He must legit like Liliana. And then with Claudia, you know, kissing Tommy, I guess her sexuality is more fluid than just 100% gay. So, but I could see her using her sexuality to her advantage and her wooing Tommy. We all know how men are when it comes to that. So, really good episode. I'm enjoying Power Book 4. Did you work out today? I have on my sweats. So definitely thank you so much for checking out this video, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.